Good morning, everyone, and happy blue moon, super moon in Aquarius. I began the ritual for this moon last night, but what I think some people don't realize is that the full moon energy, you don't have to just take advantage of it on that one night. I use it for the 72 hours of that, the beginning of that phase. So I hold several rounds of this service, and if you are looking to join, you absolutely can still join. Now, blue supermoons. Let's talk about, well, a blue moon is when we have an extra full moon in a lunar month. So, and that pretty much seems like it always happens in August. The date will vary, but that's just kind of how it goes. So supermoons, think about it appears, much larger and closer to the earth. And so that is amplifying your requests and your goals and your petitions. We have the full moon energy, which a lot of people use for removal of things. And that's, I get where they're coming from because you're going into the waning phase, but I also like to use it as a culmination point, a culmination of energy when the moon is its biggest and its brightest, and it's most powerful for me. And then we go into a period of rest with our magic when it starts to wane, because it's very important to not constantly be applying pressure on your goals. It's sort of an ebb and flow, right? Work on it, set it aside, let it do its thing, revisit it in a couple of weeks to do spiritual maintenance. But if you're constantly staring at it, it's like, a watched pot never boils. If you're constantly staring at your candle work and you're constantly just like feeding it that anxious energy of why isn't it working, and work faster, and I've been working on this for 3 months straight and I don't know why I'm not getting any results. It's because you need to take a step back. Oftentimes we're our own worst enemy in our magic, because we can self-sabotage by getting impatient as humans, with putting anxiety into our work, with wanting to force something. And when you want to hold on to something so tightly in your magic, what you end up doing is crushing it. So you end up destroying the very thing that you were trying to draw in because you're holding it too tightly. So this is sort of this is just sort of a message to you to sort of relax and let things flow. Set your intent, set your magic, take a step back from it. Let your guides and the universe do its thing. Trust yourself that it's going to work out, and just don't constantly be stressing yourself out about your magic and your goals and what's manifesting and how fast and, in what way it's going to come. When we try to dissect things like that, that's literally what we're doing. We're picking them apart when we dissect our magic. So it's kind of like, I'll liken it to like when you do the paper lanterns, and you get the lantern and you fold it all out and you light the fuel source in the bottom of it, and then you have to hold it up. It takes a while for the hot air to fill it up so that it can lift off, right? And you're patient during that time, and you're holding it and you're being delicate with it so you don't tear the paper. But once it's full, it's time for that to sail away and illuminate the prayer or the goal that you had in mind. You can't control it anymore at that point. You've set it on its way, and you need to just step back and enjoy your efforts and enjoy the beauty of the entire process. So this blue moon ritual, that is what we are trying to focus on. This is a great time to think about, maybe reflect on changes in your relationships, changes in your community, how you can best serve in your relationships, how you can best serve in your community. Excuse me. It's also a good time to see where you're showing up for yourself in your life. Is there a step that you've been thinking about taking? Is there a business you've been thinking about starting? Is there somebody maybe you've been wanting to ask out on a date? Is there a new class or hobby, or maybe you want to go back to school? Maybe you're looking at relocating. So this is a time to really show up for yourself and do what's best for yourself, which we know when we fill our own cup that we are able to fill others more easily. So think about this full moon, super moon, extra full moon energy that we have of really illuminating how you should show up for yourself so that you have the most fulfilled life and the most fulfilled version of yourself. And that will then allow you to give back and return to others and show up better for your spouse, for your children, for your family, for your community, for your friends. So yeah, take this time as an opportunity to really reflect on that. And if you want to join my service for some extra help under this beautiful blue supermoon that is still open, you will get a free Blue Moon Blessings oil shipped out to you. It is a gorgeous oil. It is naturally blue. I use no dyes in my oils. So if it is, I have yellow, orange, red, pink, blue oils. They are all 100% naturally colored. I do not use synthetics in my oils. I use organic consumption grade herbs. So that means these are herbs that would be used in cooking or making teas, and they are organic, and I use organic essential oils whenever possible. So I think I have the highest quality of conjure oils out there on the market. Make sure that you are checking your labels. If you are seeing words like aceite, which just means oil in Spanish, you are working with a synthetic oil. If you see anything like dye number whatever, same thing as like red dye number 40 in our foods. If you see a number and then the dye color after it, that is a synthetic color. So make sure that you are using oils that actually contain the acai from the proper herbs that correlate with the meaning of what that oil is. Because if you're just using a synthetic oil, which is just like, like a petroleum-based oil, I mean, think of something similar as like what you would put in your car. Obviously not the same texture, consistency, or color, but it's these are synthesized oils that have had all the natural essences taken out of them. And when you do that, you add in colored dyes and there are no herbs, you're essentially just pouring garbage all over your candles and all over your body and in your bath and around your house and your floor washes. It's literally toxic garbage. So please make sure that you are buying oils from a reputable seller that actually knows the recipes and the herbs that correspond to get that intention out of that oil. If there are no herbs in your oil, then the person making it doesn't know the recipes. There are certain combinations of herbs that get us certain acai, builds us certain acai, and gets us certain results. There are compelling herbs for compelling oils. There are love herbs for love oils. There are money herbs for money oils. So if your oil is devoid of herbs and full of synthetics, I would encourage you to throw it out because it's toxic. And I'm not throwing that word around casually because everything's toxic now. They're literally toxic. So yeah, and find a reputable buyer. I have several hundred oils available on my site, shop.conjuredcardia.com. I would be happy to help you choose some for your goals. I want you all to have a beautiful and blessed week.